This is Don Lewis, Dr. Don Lewis, CEO of EMR for Doctors. And we're going to go over a demonstration of our PC-based software for billing and scheduling. We also have PC-based features for document scanning and storage. And we also have patient notes generation software to enter patient encounters. And also we can do E&M auditing to tell you the level that the visit has achieved or missing parts that are required of your patient notes. In addition to those, we also have all of the same things in our web-based version in case you have a large clinic or multiple clinics and you want to have centralized record keeping or centralized billing and scheduling. Okay, on the PC version, let's enter a new patient. So we click here, Add New Patient. Now, if you're in a hurry and you can't complete everything, you can do just the green items, but we'll do more than that. Notice we're using the Tab key to move around, or we can use Shift-Tab to go back. This data doesn't necessarily match the area code. Now, type of case, you can just type in something, or you can pick from a list, or you can add to the list. If you go to Edit, then you could add or take away from these. Type of case is a nice way to tell what kind of financial arrangements are made with the patient. It's also nice for sorting when you're doing billing, that you could have an easy way to bill, just say all Medicare or all Blue Cross. It's up to you to decide what kind of groups that you pick for a type of case. The Social Security number is not always required, but I'll show you where it's helpful. The initial visit is important because that's the date that the patient signs forms, and that's an important date that will go on the claim form. Okay. The date of illness would be the date that they first came in the office, or it might be the date of some sort of injury that occurred at work or in an auto accident. Referred by doctor allows you to pick the doctor that referred them, and also it'll have their NPI number. Location also can be used to separate for box 32 on the claim form which location the treatment was rendered and the NPI for that location. Now when we go to insurance, we can just type in the insurance information, or we can pick from a list that we set up of common ones that we see all the time. The payer ID would be the number that's used for routing electronic billing. So now we'll copy this information to the patient, and you can then add any group numbers or plan names or numbers. For the insured, oftentimes the insured is the patient, so we make a button for that, which just saves you time. Even if it's the spouse, you just have to change a few things. You don't have to change as much. Insured ID you see came from the first screen was the social, but it may be different than that actually on their plan. And we have other tabs here that you can fill out. The additional insurance is important because that's where you can fill out some less often used items on the claim form, but they're right here, box 10D, box 19. These are other things that you might need. Okay, so you can also enter their copay, like if they owe $15 each visit, you could put that here also. Now, let's save that. And now the patient's set up with demographics. The next thing would be, let's make an appointment for them. We go to the schedule. On the schedule, you can actually customize the frequency that your slots are. In other words, you could say that you see patients every 20 minutes, and it'll hold that. then you can also customize the titles along the top, among other things. So we could go to the first column and then go to column titles, and we could put new patients, say, in that spot. So that'll hold long, just like on paper. Or it could be the room, or it could be the doctor that they're going to see, or the therapist, or whatever. You can change the top of these columns. Okay, so let's pick a time slot. We just double-click in it. Now it'll remember the last person we entered, which will save time. Or we could look up another patient by going to lookup. First we'd probably hit clear, then hit lookup. Okay, we can also pick the type of appointment that you have a set up there. And you can do the colors for the types of appointments. We can also change the status. We can change the duration. So let's say it's an hour. So now it'll block out an hour's time for that patient. When we see them, we would actually change them to that they've been checked in, and they would show us in. When the doctor's seen them, they would say seen. You can also drag them here up to and change their status that way. Okay, so now we've got an appointment. We made an appointment. Let's go and enter charges for them. Now, if you use our note system, actually some things can carry in. You can enter fees and diagnosis from the note screen. In this case, we are not using the notes. If we use the note system, diagnosis would show up right here. So here we go. We can pick different diagnoses and then save them. Now those will end up on the claim form. So we can enter today's date or some other date, and it'll remember it. So we can put in, let's say we saw them yesterday. So we could put in 3/1/2009. Now we can type in the description, the CPT code, and the charge, or we can pick it from a list. So we could go right here and click on it and then hit post, and it'll put it in, and then hit save, and it's now saved for billing. We could also do it by putting the quick code you see in this column here. You could memorize those and just type it in and press enter. So we could press RE, press enter. You see it can pop it in that way. So we'll leave that. Now, that's the way you do charges. We also can have a day sheet where you can get a list of those charges and collections for the day. Talking about collections, let's go ahead and do a collection. So let's go to payments. So let's say the patient paid with a check number, and then they paid $15. And we post that, and we save. So now we have a payment and a charge. We also can track the copay. You see here, actually this one here would have been 0. So we'll change that to 0. You can see now the copay was due 15 and we collected 15. So when we save, their copay balance up here goes to 0. And you can see here that they owe 15 each visit. Printing a claim is pretty easy. You can also print a statement, which would be a receipt-like thing to the patient or for them to take home. But printing a claim is easy. We just pick the date. It has today's date. If you did a claim the same day, it'll know that. And then let's take a look at creating a form. We can actually create a black and white claim form here. So let's start that. We'll just do, this is the same way you would do for electronic. Okay, choose this. Okay, start over here because we did that wrong. Okay. Now we've built the file and we've built the claim. So you can see what it would look like. Of course, on the red form, we would print the red form. But in this case, we did a black and white form. Okay, and that's how easy it is. Now, if we turn off testing, we'll actually have a billing history where we could rebill it, or we could send a tracer, and we could keep track of it. And we can also do line payments where we can post the payment made on each line. So you could see that here, where you can put the date paid, the amount paid on each charge. That's very useful. Okay, and that concludes our quick demonstration of billing, scheduling on the EMR for Doctors PC-based system.